Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate your time.
My pleasure.
We spoke actually virtually for Wizardly, and we talked about the importance really of the show and in general, and just representation. How has that Dora been doing that now for 25 years?
Oh, in such a beautiful way, because she's about friendship. She's about the things we all have in common as people, which is love of family, love of life, love of nature, friends, loving your friends, curiosity. So the important things that we all have in common, and then it's layered with the beautiful background of her being a Latina and speaking Spanish and English and singing in Spanish and English, and she is very she invites and enrolls people to join her. It's not threatening, it's fun. So I love that that's been around for 25 years with the Dora show, because there hasn't been enough of it when you speak about representation. Mm-hmm. So I like to focus first on the humanity that we all have, and then layering it with our differences, because that's the only way that we can really connect. I personally don't like when we hyper-focus on the differences, and I think Dora doesn't do that. I think Dora celebrates the differences instead of, my community and your community. No, we're all one big community, peeps. We all live together. And so I love the angle and the celebratory nature of Dora the Explorer all these years. And I love that the new show that I finally get to be a part of is doing the same thing, bringing people together. And I think it's wonderful.
Kathleen, what has been your experience in playing Mami? What have you realized about the show? I mean, we had the original one have such a great run, and now Dora itself is having a wonderful run as well.
Yeah, I mean, from being from the original as Dora, I was 7 years old and I was a part of it for so long. To be back in this new series as Mami has been an incredible experience. And to grow with her, right? And to grow into playing my own mom. But it's been really fun. I mean, like Maria was talking about, Dora's values hasn't changed. And it's really great to see that and that people still resonate with that. And you can see how she's growing. There's so many fun things that are happening and the Dora universe is growing. So it's just really great to be a part of it.
It was interesting because you were talking about some of the differences, but you don't like to focus on those. I was talking with the cast of Dora and the Search for Sol Dorado, and the way that they bonded was really in finding the little things that they had in common, and then they was able to flourish. And I was telling them, like, see, you guys are really embracing, Dora's, core at we're all we all need to learn certain things. We all need this backpack.
Yeah.
Our friends to help us around.
Yes.
How exciting is it now that we get to see that in a bigger scope, especially celebrating 25 years with new programming, mm-hmm. with everything we have in store, a film.
It's super cool. Super cool that that Dora is just everywhere and what she stands for, and it's exciting, it's wonderful, and I think it's a great thing that they're all coming together to celebrate 25 years, the film, the music, our show. It's really exciting.
And Kathleen, you talked about playing Dora at 7 and now you're playing Mami. Are we gonna see it get to a 50? Because I don't see her values changing, but I don't see anything necessarily needing to change, because it's at the core at that young age. This is what all children need.
Yes, of course. We're gonna go past 50. It's gonna keep going for a lifetime or beyond.
Yes, and will I be around? I'll be the great grandmother, and Kathleen will be the grandmother if I'm around.
What does it say that so many people want to be a part of now, Dora? I mean, you see people who probably watched it when at a young age. I know my daughter watched it. I was just a little too old for it when I started. But I mean, you have like Eric Bauza, you have Dasha Polanco, Taboo, his daughter, Kate del Castillo, Danny Trejo. I mean,
and Maria.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I was pointing at it. And Maria. Why is everybody coming together to celebrate?
Because she's excellent. The show is excellent. The change and the influence and the inspirational stories are excellent. So it's an honor to be part of the Dora universe. So it doesn't surprise me that so many talented people want to be part of it, to join the already talented cast. It's awesome.
Kathleen, have you noticed any changes in Dora necessarily in the way that it's presented from the original show to this one?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about the character developments, especially for her parents and Abuela. You get to learn more about them. They're a little bit more present, and you get to really get to know them. And I think that's really awesome. Dora stands for family and friendships, and it's really nice that they're, tapping into that. And it's great for us too, because we, as actors, we get to really enjoy that too.
Yeah, explore a little more, get to know us
Yeah.
a little bit more, like my grandma's childhood and things that she did, and how Dora's, taken the baton, and it's really wonderful. It's richer.
But it's so important, right? I mean, I grew up in a multi-generational family where I had some cousins sometimes, my aunts and
Yeah.
abuela who meant a lot to me. But if you didn't talk to her, you don't necessarily learn from her.
Right.
And you've got to play generational characters now in
Yes.
2 franchises.
Yes.
How important is it that we learn from them, and what that can do for our lives?
Oh, it's great because we don't see it as much as we used to in all different cultures, used to be more common that grandparents lived with, the families and all that on cities and farms. It used to be more common, and now everybody's spread out looking for the, best job. And so it's not as common as it used to be. So I think it's refreshing and sweet, and it's practice for me for when I am a grandmother. That's how I see it, how I want to be. Like, I get inspired by how she is. And I'm like, oh, I want to be like that. I want to be out there with the kids playing and climbing and exploring, and I want to still cook for them. I want to be the traditional and the modern grandma. I think it's beautiful that it's being embraced, that she's, a very dominant part of the story. Like, she's not just, every now and then, they say a couple lines about grandma. No, she's playing with them and exploring with them and sharing with them and loving on the kids. And I think it's wonderful. I love that it hasn't been ignored, that relationship of grandparent with grandchild. It's important, it's special, it's different, it's unique, and a lot of kids really like it. Like, my own daughter talks about, they've passed away, and she talks about missing them. And so I'm very, very honored to get to play the abuela.
It's great because the relationship I have with my daughter is very similar to the one that she has with her Papi, and I love to see that because hopefully more kids and their parents can have that kind of relationship. It's great. Kathleen, tell me a little bit about what you would like to see for Dora going forward, maybe expanding in other ways.
Well, I want to continue seeing Dora everywhere, but an amazing thing that's happening is Diego is being introduced in a feature-length episode, and it's really awesome to see him come back. I know a lot of people who grew up with Dora, the original show, also grew up with Diego, so I think everyone's going to be really excited to see that adventure happen. And yeah, there's no limits to where Dora can go, and I'm just excited, and just keep an eye on her. She's going to go far.
No, she's going to go wherever she wants to go. She's the greatest
Exactly.
explorer that ever lived.
Yes.
That's right.
And
Now,
we're going to go with her.
That's
yeah,
right.
100%. We'll be here talking about the same series or the next series. You never know.
That's right.
So not to get too political or anything, but it seems like this celebration of Dora comes at the perfect time, really, to showcase really the power of unity, the power of diversity, but also inclusion, where somebody who maybe doesn't look like everyone else, regardless of their culture, is literally having the same issues growing up, or the same troubles, or going through the same things. How important is that right now?
Well, anytime that the Latino community in America gets to be seen in the beautiful light that we are is a wonderful thing to me. I used to kind of take it for granted, but there wasn't enough stories where you would just happen to see an American family where the mom or the dad happened to be of Latin heritage. And it's still not very common. I got to do it on Wizards years ago, but it's still not super common. And so it surprises me, and I try to just gently educate when I talk to, like, story makers and stuff, and not like you should. It's more like, hey, we're fabulous, and don't put us in a box. So I love that never happens with the Dora show, that we embrace everything, every color, every person. We celebrate our humanity, and I think it's wonderful to do that right now and always.
Kathleen, to wrap up, what, you've been around Dora since the beginning. What do you appreciate the most about the character?
I mean, there's so much. I feel like everything about her, we can learn from and we can take from. But I do appreciate her always asking for help, always trying to include her friends. I think it's very important. And just like she is, she's just very inclusive and very open and very welcoming and has such a great energy. And like I said, I think Dora's still the same, and she's just so lovable. And I love that she hasn't veered away from that. And she was groundbreaking back in 2000, and she's still groundbreaking today. So it's just really cool to see her transcend through the years and through generations.
Yeah, she's very pure. But she's not naive. She's smart. She's inquisitive, decisive. She's a leader. But she's also so pure and so sweet. And it's wonderful to have our kids learning from somebody like that, even if she is a CGI character.
Smart enough to ask for help. That's really, really
yeah,
key.
not be, I was saying earlier, everybody's too cool for school. No, they don't want to, like, pretend they don't know something. And there is nothing weak in asking for help and asking questions and being curious. I think that the fact that she's so bold in that aspect is a great example for kids to never feel stupid by asking a stupid question. And no question is stupid if you ask it with respect. And that's what I love about her. I noticed that from early on, that I didn't see much of that kind of characteristic in an animated character. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah, at 100%, I agree with both of you. It's such a wonderful. So it was such a wonderful franchise to still be here. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Kathleen, you've been with it the longest, but Maria, you are here as Abuela
Yes.
too. So congratulations to you both on Dora, and can't wait to enjoy the festivities next month.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.